live, y'all. Right now, for real, for real.
You said what?
We're going live.
We're not live right now.
We are going live.
Oh my God.
Yes. Got it.
Mighty.
What we're doing. All right, and I guess there we go. Got a little week, boy. It's traveling. Okay, so 7 days away from the office, guys. Alrighty, in the midst of traveling. You see, I'm well overdue for a shave and shape up, but traveling and handling governmental affairs, right? Because government starts with family, right?
Yep.
So traveling and handling those affairs, of course. So ultimately, though, and I guess, guys, we should just probably share this out on YouTube, guys. This is going to be a little less formal than our 40 or 50-minute presentation. We're going to do an observational astrological update for you guys, completely. We're going to go in, of course, on the days that have passed and the days that are going to come. It's a little less formal than when we usually just do the full report in PDF style and things of that nature. Because of me traveling and having to adjust. However, Brother Corey and Brother Jag are always instrumental in writing their portions for the weather reports, due to me having to be dividing my energy in many different areas to really focus on, of course, the initial business that I have to do, nation business first. Because if I don't handle nation business, I won't be able to care for anyone or take care of anyone, So with that being said, I haven't put any energy really into that the last 7 days, guys. Not really. I mean, outside of advertisement, nothing really where you guys need to be probably interacting with us a little more, and besides just Sunday classes. However, with handling governmental affairs and things like that, most people, it just depends on which areas, which degrees, which levels they're on, which frequencies they're on. Some of them will say, you had family manifestation things going on, right? So, however, what we would like to do in lieu of that, I want Brother Corey and Brother Jay to still give their delineations. I'm going to give mine in observational fashion also, just to put that out there. Can we share this out on Facebook and stuff, guys?
Do it. I don't know.
Huh?
I said do it.
I mean, I'm just about to, or whatever. However, peace, greetings to you all. Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexico. I'm here with my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased. You guys know who they are. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and I yield.
Peace and love. Namaste. I am Corey Bey.
Islam. I am Terrell Tamari Bey. How are you, people? How are you doing tonight? This moment.
All is well, all right? All is Welsky Delsky, correct? So, oh goodness, I'm trying to get myself together here. So anyway, all right, guys. So what we got going on actually today, all right? Like I said, observational, update. With that being said, I'm going to actually look for this online. And I know when we did this cycle that just passed, which was from the 24th to the 30th, right? And we're here at Saturday, and I know I got Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, right? But we're going to recap. I think Brother Jag is Thursday and Tuesday this cycle. Brother Corey is Friday and Monday, or is Brother Corey is so reverse? Okay, so Brother Corey is Thursday and Tuesday. And Friday and Monday is Brother Jag, and I have the Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday for the 24th to the 30th. So, and plus at the end of the day, when you handling things, like I have been, like I said, I've been traveling and handling, governmental activities, so to speak, provided government starts with family, right? Quote unquote, right? So just kind of want to go from there, y'all. And kind of, let my brothers go into, because we're not only going to do that, guys, we're going to go on some things about Prophet Noble Ali also. And I really want Brother Corey and Brother Jay to really share their perspectives, guys. And we trust you guys are going to show up, for these classes, guys, especially at Prophet Noble Ali University on Sundays. Prophet Noble Dry Lee University is a little different from the workshop. At the Prophet Noble Dry Lee University, you can come in and enjoy the presentation. If you want the video and audio, then that's when you exchange the 27 in lieu of lawful money, so to speak, right? I guess that's how you can say that. However, let me go to the playlist here. And what I'll do is, what I can do, right, Brother Corey? Since you starting it off with Thursday, right?
Right.
This is what I can do. I'm going to share, because I did at least make the PDF. I probably didn't do all the graphic designing because, like I said, while I'm traveling and handling these affairs, you know, my energy is like, you know, divided. You know, most of the support is me when it comes to the governmental affairs. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like I gotta make sure caring for those of you guys that are participating via internet, and then you know, caring for my immediate loved ones here, of course, first and foremost. However, we already know that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when a man is a, you know, care for his loved ones, his first priority should be himself and his purpose. So in focusing on self and purpose, so that things can be done further for everyone on the planet, at home and abroad. You know, all sons out there within earshot of this, just always make sure that you got to make sure you come first, your purpose second, because you're being counted on by, you know, your loved ones. And it's kind of hard to focus on your loved ones first and then focus on your career later, because you'll never really be able to care for yourself and others. So with that being said, I would just say, guys, you know, make sure you're putting yourself and your purpose first, you know, so that you can be able to bring about every outcome that's necessary, right? For those that will end up counting on you. All right. So, guys, what we're analyzing this cycle, right, is this here. Did I go to the right one? Yes, I did, guys. I really did. Right. And you see I graphic design a couple of them, but you guys don't see the wording next to it. So we can probably just go over those things, because you guys got your delineations. But I know after a while, like, see, boom, once we get there to the 26th, you know, which is today, you know, so my delineations on forward, guys, there's no graphic design. And guys, this isn't online either in the as far as the PDF. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no PDF either, except for this one that I have here. So we're not going to upload it. We're just going to, you know, enjoy ourselves and have a great time. So I'm going to yield the floor to you, Brother Corey and Brother Jag. You guys just go through what you go through. And we're starting out here. Brother Corey's going to start off with the 24th. So we're going to do an observational recap all the way up to Saturday. So we're going to do an observational recapping to see what they've actually wrote for the 24th, 25th, and then I'm going to come off on the 26th, right? And we'll do that, and then we'll look forward 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So that way, you guys that may only ask Brother Jag what's going on with the weather report, but you don't sincerely ask Brother Corey or myself, then here's you're getting your answer. Also, to anyone else out there that has seen, you know, the growth from me just being by myself to now having my brothers beside, you know, alongside with me, you guys should start to question other Moorish Americans out there that, you know, purport to just do, you know, lectures and write books or whatever, but really never do anything for you guys except just give you a borderline ego boost while they feed on your energy, because really these elders are vampires. And at the end of the day, when you really, and you guys got to get your experience. So when you go out there, you guys hear these delineations, you'll see why even what I'm saying, how I'm saying right now. Because remember, never forget, if I'm correct, I think it's John, I want to say it's John, is it John 8 verses 1 through 11? The woman caught in adultery. You know what I mean? And never forget, when the people came to stone the woman caught in adultery, they started leaving from the oldest to the youngest. So just always remember that your elders are way more conscious of their wrongdoings than anything. And that was the whole purpose of the law. The whole purpose of the law was to show that no one is actually, quote unquote, sinless, right? So what you guys are going to need to start doing is start, like I said, and the reason why you may start hearing elders be thanking you for hard questions and stuff like that is because people are trying to find a way to keep themselves afloat so they can keep getting finances in a way where if you guys really start looking for when real people do things together, then you'll start building and having, that will help. It won't just be, lip service and some elders that no longer run churches still try to find a way to keep a strong in your life's energy. So you guys are going to have to start really paying attention to those people that are being sincere. So I said all of that to say I look forward to myself, Brother Corey, and Brother Jag. We're just going to turn up and do the work, guys. I'm just going to say for the record, we don't give a shit what most of you people think. Those of you that are Moors that are declared and proclaimed nationals, whether you're always in the temple or you're outside of the temple, those that I've had conversations with in private and know really where I'm going with this, you can warn your temple members and all these things but we're turning up and we're going to move forward with our work. 9 times out of 10, we're going to ignore you. If you're not, rocking with us, we're going to ignore you. Shout out to all those Moors out there that are getting their platform started. You're welcome again, because we already know if I didn't give you the softwares and stuff to do what you need to do. And I know normally I wouldn't mention stuff like that. However, I'm seeing that we're in a day and time where being in this day and time, we can really see and comprehend that one of the hypnosis that's effectively used out there, what they'll try to do, and this is what the elders are used, they'll try to use this, be humble, don't mention things like this, when really at the end of the day, what really is happening, what people will do is, it's funny, bro. What people will do is they'll sit there and they'll have conversations with you in private, and then they'll try to teach classes with those conversations that you just had with them, because they really feel deep down inside that they've been wronged and people haven't done them right. So they've gotten so old, they're in their 60s, 70s or whatever. And then what they're doing now, without being completely honest, like I said, it's only one that's been completely honest. So since that's that, it's like, okay, well, at least they were honest about them, being on some bullshit every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I ain't knocking that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can appreciate someone being honest. However, like I said, we're going to keep doing our work because we observe and see that people like going to the party for pomp and circumstance. So we're just going to continue to do the work. Know that some people are just going to want to be Moorish American, say they're Moorish American, have Elder Bay, but really at the end of the day, everybody's solving their sums, in different portions and different lights or whatever. So this is me basically saying we're going to continue thinking how we think, because I know that the way that's, at the end of the day, man, you two brothers and maybe a couple other people I can really talk to. Other than that, everybody else is kind of Negro black colored to me, even if they're in turbans and fezzes, to be completely honest with you, for the record, guys. So you can take that and be like, oh, that Moore is arrogant. You can say whatever you want. I really just don't do the Negro black colored stuff, guys. So with that, I'm gonna yield the floor. Brother Corey, you're gonna do your thing for the 24th. Let me gonna slide on over to right there. I yield the floor, beloved brother.
Islam, bro.
Islam.
Thursday, June 24th, 2021. All right, pull my notes up right quick. All right, so we have a full moon here. Sunrise is appearing to be at 5:46. Sunset is at 20:32. The moon ingresses Capricorn at 9:05. All right, so the moon ingresses Capricorn at 9:05 in the 5th house. This energy is good for establishing discipline and structure within the home. Let's see. Just bear with me, because I'm bouncing back and forth between where you're at on Zoom and on my actual notes.
Oh, okay. No worries. I was on your 9:05 testimony.
So yeah, we can move to the 12:33.
Yep.
Indeed. Now at 12:33, we have the moon trine a retrograde Jupiter. All right, that moon is at 2 degrees Capricorn, 9 minutes in the 4th house. Oh, yeah. Wait. Hold on. Let me see. Just
so funny how you're looking that up, brother Corey, because like I said, this one is going to be impromptu, right? So
that's a
how we
sextile,
look at
actually,
things.
right?
You said that's a sextile, right?
Yeah, that's a sextile. So it's interesting. I'm just noticing in my digital notes I had a trine, but on my written notes I had a sextile. There we go. All right. Anyway, moving right along. So yeah, that's sextile retrograde Jupiter and Pisces at 2 degrees Pisces, 9 minutes in the 6th house. So one can clearly see here the fabric of one's constitution aligning with the expansion of one's services to the less fortunate. All righty. So that's
interesting because as I'm scrolling, can you hear me, brother Corey?
Yes, I hear you.
Islam,
I hear you.
Yeah, because like as as you're reading that, and I wanted to go share this post on Facebook, right? It it really it's so funny that this person's post says, spend time with people who support your goals and vision, spend time with people you can learn from, spend time with people that are good for your mental health, spend time with people who encourage you to grow. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I was just speaking, and you know how that pixel retargeting thing when your devices are listening to you or whatever. And it's funny, as soon as I go to Facebook, bro, that's exactly what's there on the timeline, bro. Because at the end of the day, you already know when you reach certain degrees, you get to a point where you realize like, oh, wow, man, like I've outgrown some people. Or, I'm ahead on some things. And you already know, brother Corey, when you really study this stuff, when you're ahead and you're on that spaceship, people try to find, 2 pieces of wood and a crown of thorns and 3 nails. You know what I'm saying? So I yield. I just wanted to put that out there, bro. Just, with what you just delineated and then what was just right here. It's just like, whoa. And remember, guys, this is an impromptu one. So we're kind of doing this, going through the delineations, through the testimonies and that as well. But I yield, brother Corey. Next slide, right?
Islam, yeah, next slide. Next slide, no doubt. We have the moon, or the sun opposing the moon at 1440. All right. What's the reflection? So the moon's opposing the sun. And that is 3 degrees Cancer, 27 minutes in the 9th house is where the sun is sitting. And opposite that is the moon in Capricorn, 3 degrees, 27 minutes in the 3rd house. All right. The moon is on the cusp of the 8th lunar mansion here. And at 1440, the path is lit to contemplate the philosophy of home, comparing and contrasting with more whole, well-rounded, matured thought. I'll repeat that. Worth repeating. All right. So the moon is opposite the sun at 1440, and the path is lit to contemplate the philosophy pertaining to home, comparing and contrasting with more whole, well-rounded, matured thought.
Islam.
On that, I yield the floor.
That is what is needed. Well-rounded, mature thought, bro. Like I said, guys, when you really study, you'll find it hard to really get along with those Negro Black colors that haven't really boosted their levels. And then when, me speaking like this, it's the Negro Black colors immediately say that's offensive. And how can you refer to people like that? We already know that they're arrogant and sensitive because they don't know themselves. And I speak like this because I need to be honest so that you guys can be able to make real intelligent decisions. Even though there's some people out there that will be a little, I guess, quote unquote, softer. But usually when you tell the truth, like I tell the truth, remember the truth is stern and don't change and it don't pass away. So usually what people will do with the truth, they'll try to, say it's mean and belligerent and things like that. When really at the end of the day, guys, I'm telling you for the record that you guys are being fed upon based on your ignorance. Your lack of knowledge is why people can write books, be elders, talk about unity, and they're not unified themselves, but they're the elders. So just wanted to make sure you guys are paying attention and keep asking the hard questions and watch out for that false humility. All righty. And then don't look at me like, oh, well, you're violating Act 3. Nope. Somebody's got to be the voice of reason for you guys. Because there's going to have to come a time where you guys are going to realize, like, holy shit, this dude was basically putting it out there the whole time. Yeah, because you guys are being taken advantage of out there. So I'm just going to make it plain and make it sweet and simple. You guys are being taken advantage of. Most Moors haven't done most of the work that you see us doing. And a lot of people just have a lot of hot air and want to fight and, you know what I mean, and go against one another, or look what we did in this courtroom and this habeas corpus stuff. And it's just like, yeah, where's the growth? So, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, on the growth portion, I yield.
Islam. Alrighty. What do we have? June 25th, 1441 was yesterday, right? Eloah Nil, right? That was the holy day. All right, and the sun rose at the same time, 5:46, and it set at the same time at 20:32. All right, and here
What we got there.
he's showing you, yeah, you know, just 1 minute away or apart.
No worries. It's all good.
Yeah, no biggie. No one cares. We're looking at the moon in Capricorn, right? Trines Uranus and Taurus. The moon is in the 6th house, right? And Uranus is in the 11th house, right? 13 degrees, 34 minutes. And this would be indicating a time to formulate and calculate necessities, what's essential pertaining to, you know, expanding and unify with ongoing transformations, and patience is required, right? So, you know, delays are in the air, you know, so be open to those delays coming about, right? Moving on to the next transit. This is the only transit too. There was only 2 transits for this cycle here, or this day, I mean. Moon in Capricorn again, 23 degrees, 11 minutes, right? It is, where are you? What is it doing? Oh, it's sextile Neptune in Pisces, right? 12th house, 1st house. Yeah.
You don't see too often.
So 23 degrees, 11 minutes, like I said. This would be indicating a time, pertaining to inner transformation, you know, within the self, right? So yesterday was a great day to transform and let go of dogmas, right? So all can be clear with will, right? So you're willing yourself to get over the illusions, right? Dogmas, you know, at this point, you laugh at them. You know, that's comedy. Like, you can read. Like, yeah, man. It's like, yo, let's make a skit about that. Why not?
Got you, right, bro. And, at this point,
yeah. Why wouldn't we? You know. But yeah, and then I would yield to you, bro. So then we're gonna observe here what we have going on.
That is okay. So on the 26th, I guess, yeah, the whole moon, right? Moon conjunct Pluto, guys, and this is me going off the top of my head. I know you guys used to get lunar mansions from me and all those things or whatever. We can still actually go into a lunar mansion situation with this, so you can know what the moon and Pluto are actually doing there. You know, so at the end of the day, just to like be brief and just go into it really quickly, so we can look at 26 degrees Capricorn, actually. You know, so let's see. 26 degrees Capricorn. It's about right here. Probably going to be looking at the 24th lunar mansion, right? And of course, guys, you know, it's like, hey, you're going to elect to do some things. This is great for medicine and dispatching troops and employment and freeing those that are captured. You know, anybody feeling that their soul has been captured or they feel like they're being trapped you know, for those adepts out there that you've come down off your cloud and off your mountaintop to come and help those that are on lower degrees. I know you probably think with that, it's like, okay, I'm finding my way. And it's funny too. Look at that talismanic image, a woman holding a child in her arms as if she were nursing. I can't make this shit up. Do you know what I mean? However, it's also about increasing the herds, increase merchandise, profit. You guys see what we're doing today? Because that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to even hold back anymore. I'm not going to be fucking guilty about being successful, guys. Look, I did things for 4 years straight, free, taught for free. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I don't bust people's heads. You guys really do take those classes that we do every Sunday, man. 27 notes per person for 4 to 5 hours is like 5 notes and 40 cents an hour. There are people at McDonald's doing better than me. All righty. So, you know, just want to point out that we do a lot of work, even going here to this, you know, Lunar Mansions thing and just know where to look immediately. And then Brother Jag just laugh at what we're reading because, guys, we have a certain way that we live our life. All right. And when you see the moon, which deals with home, and Pluto, which deals with inheritance, one could definitely see, like, even today, like you guys heard in the background, obviously, you know, as you know, you heard a small voice while it's being fed, while it's being nursed, you know, in my background. So with that being said, guys, you know, you can see right there, there's this transformative energy when it comes to home. There's a transformation in the home, and it's happening in the the 9th house. So yeah, there's a transformation in the home. And I told you guys, I'm traveling. So you guys know I'm traveling. You hear a baby being nursed in the background. Just wanted to show you guys. That's why we're doing a little bit of impromptu of how we're doing here. Just to show you that, guys. You can see how a lot of our delineations are really, people could say, oh, look, man, they're looking into the future. However, I'm really big on observational astrology. Since I've gone through many different levels pertaining to astrology, erudite knowledge, right? I'm the Cancer, ruled by the moon, right? And my moon is in Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, some people would say. So now you got moon and Pluto in the 9th house. 9th house I teach. And Pluto's retrograde, which means it appears close to Earth while it's in its orbit. So just off of that alone, guys, off the top of my head, without even writing it, I'm letting you know and showing you right there how you're having this erudite transformation at home. Erudite is 9th house, keyword, transformation, Pluto in the home moon. So you're having an erudite transformation. Even right now, you guys are used to hearing this erudite presentation on Odin's Day or Woden's Day, which is Wednesday, but you're catching it now on Saturn's Day. That's a very transformative thing with them both being in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Just wanted to show you how observational astrology is very real, even as I'm explaining it right now off the top of my head. And I'm going to go off on what you may think are tangents because again, guys, I may not say too much or do things online, but I watch a lot of things online and I watch different, you know, groups of people. I watch all the Moors. And I don't like saying all the Moors like that because everybody on the planet's, you know, a Moor. Moor is just you were attached to your mother's womb and then you know, came out the womb. That's being moored. Due to the social engineering that's on the planet, though, people are still stuck in different layers and levels, like the movie Inception, within their own hypnosis, to the point where a lot of us adepts, you know what I mean? Those of us that are out there that are really doing the real work, you already know that you're going to do the least amount of work in your hometown. You see what I'm saying? Because usually people are going to look for some way to try to make sure that they'll get it from other people than get it from you. All righty. And usually at a lot of times what you have to find yourself doing is avoiding the 3 nails, the 2 pieces of wood, and the crown of thorns by really at the end of the day, just this right here. Erudite transformation in home. And so when you're really adept and you can use that erudite knowledge to transform your home, then you'll take it back to the Quran. Dear fathers, use these lessons so that your little ones will learn to love instead of hate. See how we're drawing these correlations that quick? Oh man, it just seems like you're rambling. No, I'm not rambling. You guys show up on Sunday, you'll see how we meet prophet neutrality in his literature. All right, in the way that, you know, we give off these concepts and this analysis also. All right. Continuing. All right. Just looking here, also, and it's funny because if I actually go back here, I didn't have it marked, right? I'm on Saturday. So we know we got Moon conjunct Pluto for me, right? I got Moon conjunct Pluto. I got Moon reflecting Venus, right? With a void of course happening. And just 1 hour and 19 minutes after that, the moon will enter Aquarius, right? From 8:49 to 10:08. So just looking at it like that. And again, off the top of my head, guys, just kind of giving it to you like that. So let's just get on back here. Okay, so we have Luna, right? Opposite Venus. I'm pretty sure you guys are just kind of curious about what that'll probably look like. So even if I real briefly gave you guys just some real quick pointers, no pun intended, real quick pointers, all right? ABCs. Hold on, guys, 2 seconds. Hey, guys, let's see. Edit. Did I click the right one? There we go. Boom, shakalaka, right? And let's duplicate that one too, guys, just to show you real quick. And then you guys can kind of just have to look for yourself. We're going to show you some of these glyphs. You guys have been watching us for like 11, 12 cycles now. So you guys already should kind of know where we're going with these things, right? However, let's make it a little more worth your while, just a little something, right? So we could just kind of look here. Hey, what's up, baby? Oh, okay, I see what's happening there. 2 seconds, you all. Right? I guess it's not allowing me to do it. Well, I'm pointing right here to Venus. And then I'm going to point right here to the moon. Right? Right there. Those are where those 2 points are. So the moon's at 29 degrees, 12 minutes, Capricorn. And Venus is at 29 degrees, Cancer, 12 minutes, right? So again, you're dealing, let's just pick basic keywords: moon's home, Venus's values. So home and values are reflecting one another, okay? And it's dealing with the houses that deal with service and self-undoing, right? So the home reflectionary values have, some self-undoing to do when it comes to the beauty and the art. And also, really, the moon is actually in the 6th house ruling that 12th house cusp, right? That's there. So what we can actually look at and get from that is, when it comes to the maternal or the nurturing moon in the house pertaining to service, and the sign that deals with the essentials and discipline after having the transformation before ingressing Aquarius, it's reflecting Venus, which is reflecting the values therein to self-undoing and reflecting the values pertaining to whatever has been hidden or not, what is the word, dealt with on the inside pertaining to the early childhood home, actually. All right. So that's that, guys, just to kind of give you that and show you that there. Next, okay, we got this ingress here, right? So you have, of course, Luna ingressing Aquarius, right? In the 6th house. So Luna's home, Aquarius is sharing, and the 6th house is service or health or competitive entrepreneurial gain. You know what I mean? Usually that's where so-called colleagues are. So a lot of like electrified home business and home service. I think a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of things when it comes to electronic business, electronic. There's no such thing as electronic contracting. However, people doing a lot of things and starting businesses online through different things online. Kind of the word LegalZoom just came to my head for some reason. Just wanted to kind of just go off on that, just so you guys can just see that. Like, that's kind of what you're coming up on. And that was earlier, today, of course, at 10:08. All right, so we look at tomorrow, right? We're looking at 27 minutes after midnight, of course. If I was to just kind of go here, show you guys 27 minutes after midnight, you got Venus ingressing Leo, right? So Venus is ingressing Leo, guys, right here. She's at 0 degrees Leo, 0 minutes, right? And so it's happening in the fifth house. So it's pretty interesting because Venus is values. Leo is creativity, and it being in the fifth house, it would be creativity again. But let's just pick another one. We could do center stage or children. So when it really comes to, you know, the creative values that can be taught to children, I know me myself personally, that's something that's really on my mind. So even, you know, when, you know, speaking with this beautiful manifestation, I can see that when I speak and I'm appealing to the astrology pertaining to this beautiful manifestation, it's like, muy interesante how in observational astrology, that's one thing I'm thinking about. How can I creatively share these values? This is a newborn. So how can, and what I do is it's funny because I got to listen to my own advice. You know what I'm saying? Value my own creativity. And it's like, let's just talk, you know, to this newly manifested being, just like a regular old sentient being. And it actually works to watch the attentiveness in their eyes. It's like, oh man, this astrology really is, you know, it's just great to be able to do that. Check this astrology and then utilize it at the same time, right? All right, guys. So next, right, because I obviously was taking the pictures at two different times. The 229, guys, you see right there, the moon is going to be reflecting Mars, and then it will be conjuncting Saturn. So in reflecting Mars, right, it is definitely a 10th house, 4th house reflection. And so you got the, you know, the fourth energy in the 10th house and the first energy in the 4th house. So when it really comes to, you know, it's funny because Saturn, Moon, and Pluto all in the 10th house in this delineation. However, just looking at the moon dealing with home being in Aquarius. So, you know, home sharing essentials, right? Reflecting Mars would be self or active, you know, creative security for the 4th house, because 4th house is also not only home, but also security. So you got this, you know, this active central security reflecting the, you know, home sharing essentials. So a lot of people are on, I guess, guard. Maybe you, somebody out there got like a security system installed probably today. Maybe somebody ordered a security system. Maybe people are taking security precautions. Maybe you guys have done a lot of safe deposit activity. I'm looking at that too. And you probably guys are like, what? You thought you're dealing with Mars, not Venus. However, it's just, that's kind of just where I'm looking at it, including with even Venus being in the same house with Mars during this particular delineation. Next, as we look after that, we can see we got Moon squaring Uranus. And then the next after that, we have Moon trine Mercury, right? So with the Moon squaring, make sure I got this right. Saturn, if I'm not mistaken. Did I say that correct? Hold on, let me make sure I said that real quick. Pardon me. Moon square Uranus, if I'm not mistaken. Right? There we go. Luna square Uranus, right? So here's Luna right here at 13 degrees, 39 minutes in Aquarius, and Uranus is at 13 degrees Taurus, 39 minutes. All right, so what's the square? The square is like a challenge, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like a challenge and an obstacle. So we can look at it as a ways to, like, let's get over this obstacle. Let's get past it. And so what's the obstacle? Well, the obstacle has to deal with home service sharing or home sharing services, right? So there's an obstacle with home sharing services and sharing essential values, right? So there's now a challenge for people to find a way to mitigate the challenges when it comes to sharing the essential values and sharing the services at home, right? So a lot of compromise isn't heavy for those that are taking their time to meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his literature first, and can actually control their, you know, tempers, behaviors, attitudes, things of that nature. You know, that really is how that goes, guys. All righty. So you guys will be able to really accomplish some things with that energy. All righty. So continuing to get past our freestyling, right? This is the moon trine Mercury. All right. So the moon's here in Aquarius at 17 degrees, 3 minutes, and Mercury's here at 17 degrees, 3 minutes in Gemini. Of course, you know, we have a Mercury that's direct. It hasn't gone past its retrograde point yet, or the point where it went retrograde. You guys maybe got another 14 days of that, maybe. I will double check. However, let's look at that, guys. You know, Aquarius is sharing, and, you know, Gemini is thinking and communication. So that moon's in the 4th house. Okay. So we're sharing securely from our home or from our, you know, early childhood development. We're securely sharing, nurturing things, and we're communicating and thinking about those things that we can inherit. You know what I'm saying? And Mercury is interestingly sharing that 8th house with Lilith, Vertex, part of fortune in the North Node, guys. Like, it's just like fascination and denial, fated relationships, your fortune, and your life's destiny. And that being communicated in a way, guys, where you really just look at that being trine, it's almost like really pay attention to what the astrologer is really saying and read between the lines so you can really see what the truth really is. Be not fooled. All righty, because at the end of the day, the ones of us that are here, 7 Hill Star, that are speaking on this and these delineations, it would really be the wrong thing to not take what we say seriously. And the only reason I'm saying that because I don't want you guys to find out too late that the whole time we were letting you know. However, you guys are under the hypnosis of, you know, oh, well, Moors shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be. You guys got to really learn how to discern for yourself when Act 3 is being violated or not. Is that clear? Did I make that clear, brothers?
Dude.
Am I making that clear? I hope I'm making that clear.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Making sure I'm still here. All right, guys. So with that being said, I think this is the part where I yieldeth the flooreth. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Brother Corey on this one, right? For the moon day.
Brother
Corey,
Jag.
moon and Pisces.
Yeah, this is me.
It's Brother Jag.
Mine.
Got you. For the 28th, right? So I yield the floor to you, Brother Jag. It's
Yeah, that's one delineation. I'm not going to tell you the time of the sunrise or the set. It's the same time.
Got you.
You can't see that, but it's okay. You can look at it for yourself. You know, you put in your own coordinates anyway. This isn't, unless you live near Baltimore. But anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're doing it for. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we have here? We have the moon in Pisces. It enters Pisces, right? 1351. One moon day. Gabriel. Eloi Gabriel. Right? It's in the 5th house. Yeah, so, you know, yes. Expanding on your intuitive, creative abilities, you know, writing, photography, videography, those things, you know, do it. Literature too. Literature and more literature. Right? I guess we'll go on. This is the only transit that we have for this day. We have moon in Pisces. It's conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, 2 degrees, 4 minutes, right? They are in the 3rd house. More literature, right? Yeah, so you're expanding on the literature. Your intuitive thoughts pertaining to what you want to write or paint or, create pertaining to, what's the word? Videography, like I was saying, yeah. And photography too, whatever, models or whatever. But literature though, literature is the thing. Everybody should be writing. Get into the common law, constitutional law, things like that, trust law. All the hidden gems are going to come out with like the things that you read, basically. And I yield to that would be you, Brother Hassan, right? Yeah. No, that's Corey. Yeah, that's you, Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah, you guys.
Namaste, bro.
Freestyle Saturday.
Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. All right, we have the moon in Pisces, sunrise 5:48, sunset 20:32. The first transit is the sun trine the moon. So the sun, that's at 3:53 and 28 seconds here. The sun, 7 degrees Cancer, 48 minutes in a second, 120 degrees away from the moon, 7 degrees Pisces, 48 minutes in the 10th house. All right. So one may awaken to the inherent skills one possesses, which are in alignment with one's ascension. Yay. We're going to grow up, right? All right.
Time to grow up.
Moving right along. All right. Next, we have the moon sextile Uranus at 14:47 and 20 seconds. The moon is in the 5th house at 13 degrees Pisces, 44 minutes, and Uranus is 13 degrees Taurus in the 7th house. All right. And my delineation pertaining to that transit is one may find growth in being intuitively creative due to sudden changes with the circulation of currency. All right. So yeah, be on the lookout for sudden changes pertaining to the currents. Moving right along to 22:59, we have the moon squaring Mercury. All right. The moon is still in Pisces, 18 degrees, 10 minutes in the 5th. 18 degrees, 10 minutes in the 1st, pardon me. And Mercury is 18 degrees, 10 minutes in the 4th. All right. Yeah, nothing's retrograding here. One may feel conflicted as the state of mind opposes, yet fails to execute, the intuitive feeling body. And that concludes my delineations for Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. I yield the floor.
Islam, brother. I appreciate you. And we're going to finish on out on this Wednesday. I think it's 3 left. Let's see. Yes, it is for the 30th at 0824 minutes. The moon will be conjunct Neptune at 1339 minutes. The moon will be sextile Pluto. Then void, of course, the moon goes for almost 8 hours. It's actually just let me make sure I got this correct, because from 1339 to 2039 gives us 7 hours, and then we need to add 42 minutes to that, because from 39 to the next hour is 21 minutes, and then plus another 21 minutes past the hour makes it 7 hours and 42 minutes that the moon will be void, of course, before it ingresses Aries, guys. And the sunrise, of course, for that day is 0548 minutes thereafter. And the sunset is 2032 minutes thereafter. So let's continue on that, get into these last 3, that moon conjunct Neptune, guys. See, the moon, again, guys, deals with the subconscious mind, and they're being conjunct Neptune, guys. The Neptune that's apparently retrograde now. It was stationed direct for most of the delineations we were doing. What you see, it's appearing retrograde, right? So, you know, moon deals with the subconscious mind, and then Neptune also deals, you know, with some higher spiritual recesses in the mind also. Just some other alternative thinkings that happen, which is called spiritual or higher thinking, or things dealing, you know, with higher endocrine consciousness, so to speak, endocrine consciousness, so to speak. So if we're just looking at Neptune dealing with spirituality, which is the art pertaining to breathing, and the moon dealing with home, this would be a very yoga with Corey kind of conjunction here. You know, being in Pisces and in the 8th house, one will be able to actually inherit a certain calm and relaxation, actually, when actually going back within self, taking that beautiful art exercise breathing exercise breathing, and being able to reach within self and actually meet self and have a confirmation within self that really, I think, gives you and everyone collectively really, and it's really only going to be effective for those that really have worked on not being mean. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for those of you that really are rapturing, really are allowing yourselves to sincerely grow without being, immature, arrogant in the midst of it, you guys are really going to benefit from that moon conjunct Neptune retrograde, because it'll allow you to actually go within yourself, right? Be able to find those inner resources that you may have taken for granted and inherit a new sense of love for yourself, actually. And it's happening in the 8th house. So you guys have an opportunity to kind of baptize yourselves, wash your mind anew. All right. Next, again, guys, what we were going in on that next one, next to last, you guys remember we have the moon sextile Pluto before it goes, it's making its last transit there before, going void of course, and thus taking its time to ingress Aries. So with the moon and Pluto having its sextile there, right? One can just, the sextile is just growth and opportunity, or growth opportunity, really. So, with the moon in Pisces, again, we're just looking at the moon's subconscious mind, or you're dealing with how you're being secure within self. And it's in Pisces, which deals with self-undoing or spirituality. The magician's ready to come and show and bring forward what he's studied. It's in the 6th house. So there's just this means to just kind of bring about this spiritual service that assists people with, things in their subconscious mind, and allow them to be able to heal, because you have Chiron here in the 6th house, and 6th house is dealing with health and health services, or servants and serving others, and also restaurants. But Chiron's there. Chiron is the wounded healer. So there's some people that are dealing with a lot of things psychologically, and what you're going to have to do is, a lot of people are going to find themselves unable to really find a scapegoat or a savior for themselves. Because a lot of times what human beings do before they really sincerely get into self-study, they'll find any and everyone close to them to try to blame or try to place. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So I'm making sure that we're being observational with the astrology, so that when you make moves and bust moves, you don't have to be injured in the process. You know what I'm saying? And then, you got to watch out for those that too, because sometimes people would take these, edit lessons and these studies, and then find a way to like finagle them and flip them in a way to try to make it seem like what we're saying here on these lives, and they'll try to criminalize them and flip them for selfish reasons. Do you get what I'm saying? So you guys can really see that energy can really manifest with, again, you're looking at a 4th and 6th house situation here. So you're really dealing with a lot of subconscious healing, all righty, because Pluto is also dealing with the death and rebirth, right, of discipline, because we're looking at Capricorn. So Capricorn deals with the essentials. And when you're dealing with essential things, that means you're disciplining yourself. You're not having a certain wantonness about you. You're not being willfully out of line and out of order, right? So we can do these things where we observe these things and then use them to actually benefit ourselves at home, at work, and in the streets, so to speak, right? Lastly, right, Luna's going to ingress that Aries, right? So again, this is I thought I was going to say 3rd house. This is a 2nd house, right? Transit. I want you guys to really pay attention to that. 2nd house, 1st lunar mansion, all righty, 1st sign, right? So when it comes to, home values, right? And just to kind of get you guys a little bit more interested again, because I wasn't going to go into every lunar mansion, but since we're in the first one, let's just real quick, right? Just real quick. It's not, and those are those that have participated, those that are students pertaining to the astrology one-on-one workshop, you know, and I'm not knocking people that do what they do. I've encouraged many more. So like, again, many more would be doing a lot of things that they're doing on their platform, especially these elders. If it wasn't for me sharing what I needed to share, even though they won't, it's kind of like, I guess, a blackball situation or whatever with Hassan, because I don't kiss ass. You know, a lot of these Moors that do that, or you see them on these platforms, that's because they're ass kissing. I don't kiss ass. You know, I'm respectful, and then when you see I don't kiss ass, usually they'll try to get rid of you. They'll try to disappear you some kind of ways, just to put that out there respectfully. And if I'm wrong, brothers, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want people thinking like, damn, why ain't Corey and Jag saying something? It's like Hassan is just, no, that's not what it is. See, you got to remember now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't, however, we don't deal with the imaginary go along and get along energy. We don't go with hearsay either. So don't believe anything I'm telling you. Get your own experience. All right. I take it there's no interruption or there's no correction for me, G checking Brother Hassan in the moment. I'm going to continue. The first mansion, Al Nath, the budding, right? Or the goring. To gore something means to headbutt it, right? So indicator star, probably Sheraton or Mesartim, which marks the horns of Aries, those are stars, right? Appellations for stars within what's perceived the constellation Aries. Hence the name of the mansion, right? 0 degrees Aries to 12 degrees Aries, right? Even though, guys, it's so interesting. When you go back to Veritas, when we presented it, we showed you how there's a difference between what is perceived as constellations and what's perceived as tropic Aries. The electional properties, so it's good to take medicine, begin a journey, purchase livestock, create discord between individuals. So you see how people can use this in a wrong fashion. That's why I really don't usually share the lunar mansion stuff in this fashion, because I've seen a lot of people are very, a lot of people want to learn how to do things and, how can I do this magic and all these other things. And so sometimes, you give people just enough rope to see how they'll hang themselves. Or you'll see people that'll come along and they'll observe, well, you did this with House of Real Wicked in Minds. Well, first of all, I came along and I promoted people. You got new Moors coming in with their eyes wide open, but it ain't like they're really promoting anything Seven Hillstar does. They're not promoting Brother Corey or Jag or myself. Not really. They didn't put in 4 years of teaching for free. A lot of people are just looking at us as the shoulders they can stand on, and we're not knocking them, though. We're not going to do what a lot of elders have done to us. Well, let me say to me, we're not going to do the, I'm going to tell you to go study and send you off, you know what I mean, and try to sun you in the process. No. That's not what's going to happen. What we're going to do is, okay, let's just pay attention. A lot of people have come to my classes and do things, don't mention me, won't say anything. You get what I'm saying? Because in their heads, they're thinking, well, I exchange finance, so I don't have to do anything Moorish American. I can continue being Negro, Black, colored under the guise of Moorish American and not do what's necessary to continue a perpetuating thing. Because usually most people that come to me, they're trying to find ways to come up, thinking that they're looking at our demonstration as like we're balling out of control. And if you could just ask me, Brother Corey and Brother Jack, we're going to let you know something. You guys are just eating off of our free delineations every Wednesday. That's really all it is. This is the part where you can correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Corey and Brother Jack. See that no correction there, guys? So you guys got to start using your ears. Am I still on here? I didn't lose signal, did I? I'm not talking to myself. Oh, no, I still got Wi-Fi. So I must be.
Okay, so. Oh my goodness.
Wow. How wild is that?
What just happened, brother?
He,
Something.
once he said it, then it dropped out. He's like, am I still on here? And actually, no.
Yeah, you're actually not. And it's so funny. We literally can't end it, can we? We can't end it live.
No.
It's hilarious.
Hold on. No, there's an option to end the live, but he's coming back now. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Of course, like I said, traveling. And you already know, guys, when I start making certain points, and this is where I kind of want to transition anyway, Brother Corey and Brother Jag, would love for you to back me up and correct me if I'm wrong. Because I think this is good for a public demonstration. All right. Ultimately, you know, I want to kind of go into chapter 25 in the Cycle 7 Holy Quran. And I think I'm ready to make my position ultimately known, bro. Like, when you really do study and you start reaching certain degrees, you actually realize that a lot of people can't really take your conversation because they're not there yet. Do you see what I'm saying? And we find ourselves only being able to speak on certain topics amongst us in a really fun fashion. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Corey, but we can normally talk amongst ourselves in a fun fashion. You can correct me too, brother Jag, because certain things we can speak on, there's no consequence. There's no, oh, you guys are arrogant. Oh, how can you talk like that about Negro black color? Just like, you guys don't really get it that it's a problem. And if Moors amalgamate with Europeans, we got a problem, because the Negro black colored mindset, just because they're copper tone, they're modern Europeans. And I'm not saying that to be mean, because the original European are copper tone. You know what I mean? The original people all over the planet are copper tone. We've been doing these experiments and going under the mental preoccupation, which is clearly beautifully outlined also and narrated in the Celestine prophecy. What people are failing to do, and what I'm realizing, because let me speak for myself, since I made the decision to make sure I'm going to always be on point and be studying and make sure I am standing on my square, I can see, you know, that there are a lot of people who get upset when you don't go along and get along with the Negro black colored way of thinking. So a lot of times Moorish Americans that are at that, and we could speak in this tone of voice and we'll get called. I remember I was on the phone with somebody and it was like, oh, that's threatening. Like, why is it threatening? Because speaking of King's English, I'm not going along to get along, and then I'm using jurisprudence at the same time as I'm speaking to you. Nobody's trying to pontificate about, but I can tell that, you know, like it was some idiot. I can't think of his appellation. I really don't want to say his appellation, but I remember I called him Moore to ask him about him. And I was like, yeah, man, this dude was going hard on the radio on Moors or whatever. Some idiot, something Sheedy or Rashidi. I don't know. I really don't want to even give him any credibility. But to hear his words, and I called in on his radio station. I was like, as soon as I said something, I was like, yeah, I just wanted to know I'm listening to whoever's speaking. I'm not sure who the brother is. But most PhDs pay attention to the words. So my question, oh, that ain't a question, man. Hurry up with a question, man, because we ain't got time to debate and fight. So when I saw that this Negro black colored scholar was saying that he doesn't have time to debate and fight, that's when I realized that those of us that are Moorish American and really stand on our square, there is already a mindset and preconceived notion out there to challenge those of us that have studied. So it's already a preoccupation to go to war. And that war is done when, you know, those of us that wear our fez. See, I wear my fez all the time. So you can say what you want about how my fez looks and all that, but I'm active and I'm always outside in the elements. So with that being said, it's like, when it comes to seeing what the Negro black coloreds and those so-called African diaspora scholars, what they actually, you know, do or whatever, like I realized that they tried to peg us. Like me, Brother Corey and Brother Jag went somewhere and these so-called African scholars are doing their presentation, they're going to immediately say we're being belligerent just by showing up. Which shows me that the Negro Black colored mentality, that's why I said Black means death. It's pale, you know, in biology, in jurisprudence, it's civilito mortuus, dead in the view of the law. And so that just goes to show that you can come across some people, and just because you got on a fez, which means that your mindset is a certain way, people are threatened. And so instead of them saying, we're threatened by the fact that you're probably more well-studied than we are, what they'll do is they'll say, oh, you came to debate and fight. So now what has been done, a picture has been painted. And me, Brother Corey, and Brother Jag ain't even say a word yet. All we said was peaceful greetings of Islam. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm serious. You guys know it's not a game. Like,
because it's 100% true. It's 1,000% true. They're intimidated by the truth. That's all it is. Come on, we're human beings. We spoke about this. We're human beings. You can only be what you know. If you don't know the truth, then you're being a falsehood. So when you present the truth, it intimidates people's inner being that's out of order. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's funny. It's like
loved ones and strangers.
Yeah. No, I'm just piggybacking, you know what I mean? Like,
very simple.
Camelbacking, yes.
Yes. Yes. To the plains of Morocco. You feel me? How you?
Indeed. Go ahead. How you, Brother Jag? We listening to you, broski doski. Ain't that ear? He getting that ear. He had the eyes rolling back. He's scratching his ear.
No, yeah, that's just that's simple.
That's when you get the pinky finger and be like, suck, yo. Go ahead, I yield.
Yeah, simplicity though, man. Like you said, it's just simple. It's not hard. We complicate the things that's so simple. You know, literally. Yeah.
So chapter 25, guys, real quick, right? I want to point out some things on chapter 25. And guys, remember, tomorrow we're having Prophet Noble Ali's University. Last Sunday, I only went a couple hours. So I'm going to do an extended tomorrow. I might do like 5.5, 6 hours tomorrow to just make up for the couple hours I missed last cycle. So I might have to tell my brother that wanted me to play basketball with him in the morning. Like, look, man, I can't do it. I got class at 12. You know what I mean? And I would much rather, and it'd be tough, but and Jag will tell you, it's hard to sacrifice that basketball, baby. I want to hoop.
Man,
I want to hoop. What'd you say, bro?
I said, please, I can give you a bucket, okay?
For real. I want to hoop. How is this coming up? This is not what I want to see. Hold on, y'all. Let me get out of here. Bring the iBooks back up. Can I get a revamp? All right, let's see if we can bring up our Cycle 7 Holy Koran, right? And I want to go to chapter 25. You guys see I was already, because on last cycle, I went in on the epilogues for chapters 2 through 19. Don't you guys copy that? Yeshua bin Maryam or Ananiah ibn Alishabet. Because Yeshua ibn Maryam is who you usually call Jesus Christ, or they'll say Yahshua bin Yosef. However, we know it's Yahshua's Mary's son, you know, and Ibn is a way of saying son of. So, you know, and that's kind of what I saw because, you know, for all those that love Jesus, right? These events occurred, you know, so when you check in chapters 2 through 19 in your Cycle 7 Holy Koran, the 2 through 19 are the events that occurred before Jesus was 30 years of age. And the events after he had risen from the dead, like, whoa. That's what's being said. Before he was 30 and after he had risen from the dead, he appeared back to India, Europe, and Africa in the land of Egypt and made himself known unto the world. Now, when I was going over this last cycle, I was going over it with the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary and some other resources. These events are 18 years, which are absent in your quote unquote Holy Bible. Then it speaks on John the Baptist. Yeah, Ananiah is another way of saying grace, right? John, Ananiah, same thing. Grace, unmerited favor, the mind washer, right? Grace, the unmerited favor, the mind washer. right? Because baptism is renewing your mind, baptism, right? Washing your mind. So the only way to really wash your mind is to have unmerited favor. You see what I'm saying? This is why we got to get rid of the so-called credit and tax situation. I don't mean like Fight Club, get rid of it. I mean, get rid of it so you guys can study and learn that you really can't wash your mind unless you have unmerited favor. You keep trying to merit favor, then you're going to always have war. So the events of John the Baptist, John taught by the Egyptian sage the meaning of the baptism and how to baptize himself. And after he was baptized, he was taken at the age of 12 into Africa, the land of Egypt. And there he remained in the Egyptian schools 18 years. And there he learned his duty as forerunner of Jesus, quote unquote, right? You see that there, right? So what I'm speaking on though, guys, chapter 25, it's the shortest chapter in the Cycle 7 Holy Quran. And it is titled The Holy Covenant of the Asiatic Nation. So this is Asia. The whole entire planet is Asia. So Asiatics are the people, are the beings, the sentient beings, right? So let's go to chapter 25. It's only 5 minutes, right? So degree 25, minutes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? Ye are the children pertaining to one process that mother chose, provided for by his care. Now, when it says his is the feminine principle in action. His, he, him is the feminine principle in action. All righty. So ye are the children pertaining to one process which mother chose, provided for by feminine energy and actions care. And the milk producer pertaining to one mother has given you milk to suck. Why am I delineating? Why am I saying it like that? Why am I giving like an amplified Quran by like amplified version of the Quran, which is coming to you guys soon. Let the bonds pertaining to affection, not bonds pertaining to, captive insurance, or bonds pertaining to, we got to pull their bond, their fiduciary bond, and let the bonds pertaining to affection. When you read Prophet Noble Drew Ali's literature, and you read the Moorish literature, the excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper, in the end of that 4-page letter, Prophet Noble Drew Ali clearly states and says, affectionately yours, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he signs off in a way that he's saying affectionately, like sincere, like honorably and affectionately, something like that, to those degrees or whatever. You just go and look at that book, provided, Prophet Noble Drew Ali sincerely wrote it, and it isn't some reincarnated assholes that are out there on their reincarnated asshole stuff. Because at the end of the day, what's important is really the message in making sure we're coming together or whatever. Because, when you get into people and what they do, you get into act 3, and then you get into minute 3 here in degree 25, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. However, continuing on to, let the bonds pertaining to affection, therefore, unite thee with thy brothers. So I'm here with Brother Corey and Brother Jay, and you can have a bond of affection without having to put that bullshit of that, that not in harmony with nature bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they talking about being affectionate, they brothers, they must be on some gay shit. No. This is about nature's God. Nature and nature's God, period. So to speak to that, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, we're the brothers that are going to get stalked. Why? Because you can't have new so-called gay people without stalking, heterosexual people that actually can keep creating human beings that those vampires have to stalk to try to recruit for their, upside down chakra flag stuff. Just wanted to make sure I put that out there. And I think this is a portion where I think I need to fully disclose. I don't give a fuck what you think, whoever's in disagreement. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I put that out there. Okay. Continuing and reading our Cycle 7 Holy Quran. You know, right? That part should have been funny, right? That's where the laughing track should have bust out. that peace and happiness may dwell in thy process which mother chose to bring life upon the planet's house, right? So that's so the bonds of affection are supposed to unite us. You know what I mean? That peace and happiness may dwell. So peace and happiness may dwell in Father's house, provided we have to let the bonds of affection. So that means the bonds of affection are already there. Which means a lot of people do much more in practicing not allowing the bonds of affection to do what they need to do. 3, this is the most important one here. And when ye separate in the world, separate just ain't physical. Separate is also the mindset. That's why the next word is remember. Are we clear? Because that means when you separate in the world, whether it's physical or mental, you may have an opportunity to forget the relation that binds you to love and unity. And a lot of times that's practiced in home and abroad. However, those of us that are clear on these literatures, we've put in the sacrificial work to not chase the, I'm telling you guys know I didn't chase the bag for 6 years straight, just to make sure I'm comprehending these lessons and meeting Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his literature so that I'm not moved off of my square, period, by anything or anyone. So when you separate in the world, right, remember, so don't forget, remember, in the cycle set, in the Holy Bible, in the Helios Bibliothèque, it says that it's quoting Yeshua in that Helios Bibliothèque. After me will come a spirit that will teach you and remind you of all things, right? Here we go. 3, and when ye separate in the world, remember, that means don't forget, bring back to your mind the relation. That's a 7th house keyword. That's a Libra's Venus type keyword. The relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. That doesn't mean, some of us may, boy, I don't hold on to the Negro black colored relations just because they're blood. I will stick more with, say that again.
I was just going to add to that. It also means trust your own thinking. Mm-hmm.
Islam. Instead of some other strange thoughts, trust your own thinking, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I want you bros to do that. Definitely speak up, right? Here's the biggest one. This is that almost golden rule type situation, because golden rule is in Bill of Rights 1. Treat others how you want to be treated. That's really the whole basis of the Constitution anyway. Honestly, the whole basis of the Constitution is treat others how you want to be treated. 4, if your brother is bent over or turned, because that's what adversity means when you look it up etymologically. You think I'm joking, right? If I was to select that, hit look up, right? And let's just kind of go right here, right? Adversity, right? Let's just kind of type in etymology. I'm not going to even pay attention to what the frick Google's saying. I want to kind of go a little bit more into an etymological reference. Okay, so adversity deals with, so around the 1200s, that C dot means circa. So circa 1200, right? Adversity, right? Or we can say it like that. Adversity. Quote, condition pertaining to misfortune, hardship, difficulty, distress, end quote. From Old French, adversité, or adversité, right? Or adversité. Some people would say, it depends on how you do your French pronunciations. There's always a dialectal enunciation. Modern French, adversité, right? Or some people would say, adversité, right? Quote, adversity, calamity, misfortune, hostility, wickedness, malice, right? Modern French, adversité. From Latin, adversitate, right? Adversitate, nominative, adversitas. Quote, opposition, end quote, from adversus, turned against, hostile, see adverse. So when I click on adverse, late 14th century, or so the late 1300s, quote, contrary, opposing, end quote, from Old French, adverse, earlier, averse, right? 13th century, so that's 1200s, modern French, adverse or adverse, right? Quote, antagonist, unfriendly, contrary, foreign, end quote, as in Jean Aveux, right? Or Jean Aveu's infidel race, quote unquote. Wonder who that would be. From Latin, adversus, turned against, turned forward, fronting. If thy brother is fronting, assist him. Y'all see how I don't play with this. If thy brother is turned against, assist him. If thy brother is turned toward, assist him, right? So anyway, figuratively, hostile, adverse, unfavorable, quote unquote, past participle of advertere, to turn toward, from ad to, see the prefix ad, plus vertere, to turn back. That's no wonder they got attorneys for those that are being turned back to. What are they being turned back to? Or turned away from? Be turned, convert, transform, translate, be changed. So if thy brother has, turned back to, or be turned to, or convert to, or transform to something else, then assist him. That's from the Proto-Indo-European root where, well, the second prefix condition, to turn, bend. That's why I said if thy brother is bent or turned over, assist him. Because assist is to stand up and stand next to, right? Without perverting what we're saying here. Early 15th century, early 1400s, quote, to help, aid, give assistance or support to in some undertaking or effort. Goodness gracious, it said in some undertaking. So in other words, that means that when you're doing undertaking, right, or that means you're handling some business, then that means assist your brother. So when you look at Seven Hill Star and you look at me, Brother Corey, and Brother Jag, regardless of y'all knowing where it started off, how much work I do or how much work I study, I'm following my instructions in my Quran. You see what I'm saying? I'm being industrious. And then now I have my brothers here assisting me so that I don't have to keep being bent and turned from the weight of work that I'm doing when it comes to delineating. If I'm wrong, again, my brothers correct me. All right, no correction. I'm going to continue. From Old French, assister, quote, to stand by, help, put, place, assist, end quote. 14th century, which is the 1300s, from Latin, assistere, quote, stand by, take a stand near, attend, end quote. From assimilated form of ad, which means to, see the prefix ad, plus sistere, which is, quote, stand still, take a stand, to set, place, cause to stand. So cause your brother to stand. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his that 4-page letter, Morse Leaders Historical Message to America, he said, man, if we'd have only supported certain businesses of our brothers and sisters, they would have been successful. But no, people didn't assist. They actually watched the businesses fail. And Prophet Noble Drew Ali said there's nothing wrong with businesses failing. You know what I mean? That's fine, but it's a problem when not only do they fail, but people actually are like applauding it, applauding the failure, and really just watching it. Look, man, we gonna watch these motherfuckers fail. That's why one of the reasons why I'm glad we didn't do the weather report, brothers Jag and brother Corey. We didn't do the weather report Wednesday because a part of me really kind of wanted to observe the people. I wanted to see the people because I know a lot of people are phony. A lot of people smile in our face and say shit and act all brotherly, but they're just getting what they can get in the moment. We know that. We just watch them, whether they're youth or elders. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, it's almost like, you know, we can clearly see what is actually taking place and what actually isn't taking place. So now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm willing to position myself to make sure that my experience is further documented and I'm just keeping it a whole thou wow with what it is. Because I see clearly that at the end of the day, the only thing I can guarantee when it comes to Moorish science is how I'm going to be. Is that clear?
Dude.
I can trust my thinking. Is that clear? So in me trusting my thinking is nothing to go, hey, brother Jag, brother Corey, you guys mind doing this every cycle with me? Even though there might be one cycle I miss, because you guys can clearly hear in the background why I would miss one cycle. However, we actually saw people's behaviors. You see what I'm saying? We actually see people's behaviors. We'll see people ask questions, but they won't sincerely ask all of us. So now we know that really at the end of the day, people are going to be now looking to change their behaviors now because they're going to watch this presentation, feel some kind of guilty and or not, or just think, okay, now I got to change up how I need to move like this. And all we're going to do is just probably watch that and then either ignore them or do whatever is necessary to stay where we need to stay in our walk so that we don't keep getting crab-legged pulled down back into a barrel. You get what I'm saying? Provided we're fishermen, so we don't even get snapped by the claws. Actually, it's just when you realize that crabs don't want to be fishermen, it's like, oh shit, all right, well, they just want to be crabs. Do you get what I'm saying? So if there needs to be any correction on that end, I sit here to stand corrected. From Proto-Indo-European root, or right, so it's that's two different prefixes, but they're used together in sistere, reduplicated form of the root prefix sta, which means to stand, which is the root in your word's constitution and stuff like that, or institution, right? That's and stick, right? And insist, and all those are meaning to stand or to make or be firm, right? So that's why I wanted you guys to really just kind of think even about that, right? Of how that is, right? So if that brother is in adversity, assist him. So if that brother's bent, turn, stand next to him, stand up. If that sister's in trouble, right? I don't think we're really clear on this one. That I don't even think the sisters are clear when they're in trouble, right? Because what they think is trouble is normally help. You know, so let's look up the etymology for trouble. If thy sister is in, and trouble is muddy thinking, but I don't want you guys to just believe me. If thy sister is in trouble, right? So around 1200s, it's a verb. One of you brothers want to read that, Brother Corey, Brother Jag? I yield.
Trouble verb, circa 1200, from Old French troubler, metathesis of turbler or torbler, quote, to trouble, disturb, make cloudy, stir up, mix, end quote. 11th century, from vulgar Latin tubulare, from late Latin turbidare, quote, to trouble, make turbid, end quote, from Latin torbidus, see turbid, related, troubled, troubling. Trouble, noun, circa 1200, quote, agitation of the mind, emotional turmoil, end quote, from Old French trouble or trouble, quote, trouble, disturbance, end quote, 12th century from troubler, tourbler, see trouble verb from early 15th century as, quote, a concern, a cause for worry, end quote, 1590s as, quote, something that causes trouble, end quote, meaning, quote, unpleasant relations with the authorities, end quote, meaning, quote, unpleasant relations with the authorities, end quote, is the 1550s, is from 1550s. Related troubles, 1510s, trouble and strife as rhyming slang for, quote, wife, is recorded from 1908.
In 1908, they was rhyming wife with trouble and strife. That's interesting. All right,
Yeah.
so let's look at turbid, right? So what's turbid? Muddy, foul with extraneous. Go ahead, brother Corey. Go ahead. I yield. Or brother Jag, either one. I yield. What's turbid? Because that's where trouble's coming from. So if thy sister is in trouble, she's in turbid. So what is that?
Yo, she's muddy, foul with extraneous matter, thick, not clear. Used of liquids having the lees disturbed or colors. Interesting.
Because remember, Mary is bitter waters.
Right, and waters pertain to thought. So used of liquids having the less disturbed or colors.
There you go. There you go. You see what I did? See, brother Corey, you're the man, bro. I yield. Go ahead, bro. Listen.
1620s from Latin torbidus, quote, muddy, full of confusion, end quote, from turbare, to confused, bewilder, end quote, or quote unquote, from turba, quote, turmoil, crowd, end quote, which is of uncertain origin, Divan writes. Turba seems most similar to Greek surbe, Attic turbe, quote, noise, commotion, end quote, which are probably loan words. In that case, Latin would have borrowed the word from a Greek dialect, or both Greek and Latin borrowed it from a third source. In view of the quite well-developed word family already in Plautus, which suggests that turba had been in the language for some time, the latter option seems preferable.
It's funny how turba is the word turban without an N on it, but I'm not supposed to point that out, huh?
Thought. Right.
You see what I'm doing here, and you see how muddy thinking only applies to whom? Because according to the Quran, this Master Mason's book, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Dry Ali, not for the sake of it being a Master Mason's book, I'm just calling it what it is. It doesn't say if thy sister is in adversity, a sister. That's not what it say. It don't say if thy brother is in trouble, forsake him not. It don't say that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So beware, brothers, because you could be giving classes and making these points that shows you're doing the prophet's work, and you could still not be effective in your own hometown. Because people may be in trouble. And the best thing that you can do is just continue to just keep teaching, because everybody they solve their sums at different times in different degrees. And there are some of us brothers who will not bend, will stay on our square, not bend, because bending means being Negro black colored. And when you bend and continue to be Negro black colored, you have forgotten the relation that binds you to love and unity. So a lot of times when people aren't there, what they'll do is they'll try to criminalize you. If they criminalize Prophet Noble Drew Ali and chased him around the temple with a knife, what makes you think you're really safe at home? It doesn't matter how much I teach. It doesn't matter how much I've actually done for you guys in the movement. Never forget that. I never forget that Prophet Noble Drew Ali was not really, for some reason, wasn't really honored and respected. And now I'm really starting to see why. It's you got to really make sure you're teaching the people so that they can, but at the same time, when you teach the people, it's you got to make sure they really want it. Some people can't really handle that mirror session. You know what I mean? Because it means that they really have to look into the mirror themselves without taking somebody else down with them. And it's kind of hard to make that display, guys. So that's what that's what I've been doing. That's what I did in documenting my experience these past 6-7 years. Again, Brother Corey and Brother Jack, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because, brothers don't have the trouble going on in their mind. We're not designed to be muddy thinkers, because brothers have to be logical. So that's why the only thing we have a problem with is being turned. Which means all we got to be is, hey, man, no, that direction right there. There you go. Because you just turned the wrong way. So let me get your sense of direction back on. That's different than having muddy fucking thinking. Do y'all hear what I'm saying here? Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers. I yield on muddy thinking and adversity. Between being turned and having unclear thoughts. Now, at the end of the day, those unclear thoughts could come from a muddy first schoolroom. All right, no correction there. So never forget, a lot of times, guys, those of us that are sincerely sharing these, remember, we sometimes have to share, and even though sometimes, when we're sharing, we have to remember we're doing the least amount of miracles in our own home, in hometown. So you could be giving a class or giving a presentation, and you can be getting heckled in the background by the loved ones that you care for. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of times I share things with this guys, and in my background, it could be like, who cares what you're talking about? You know what I mean? It's the ad lib. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's all good, guys. I got to still push and go through this. Number 5, so shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support pertaining to his whole race. So again, father is a process which mother chooses, right? So the process which mother chooses to bring life to the planet, so shall the fortunes pertaining to thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. So sometimes, guys, you're just going to have to just keep teaching, guys, and just continue to be loving. You see what I'm saying? And just, trust that, you're doing the right things, making the right decisions, you know what I mean? Following instruction, so that you can be able to really rock and roll with this right here, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's going to be really seen who can really, be these words, right? So you guys, you've been studying 6-7 years. Stay where you're at. Continue to grow. And you come across these new Moors that are a year or 2 or less really into study, you realize that you got to just be your instruction while at the same time making your observations and, not really being honored in your own hometown. You know, and you still got to go through it. You still gonna have to go through it. Like even right now, like I said, I'm giving you guys a presentation, and like I said, I think the only ones that are in agreement with me right now are me and my brothers. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, you guys got to remember the cover of the 101. Prophet Noble Ali is the brother that is obviously assisting a mother that's in trouble. Right? Which is normally the case. All right. So with that being said, any questions, comments, and or suggestions from my bros? I really want to know what you guys think on that portion right there. Because you guys know I love observational astrology. I really do. Because at the end of the day, I don't really have a that kind of tie where it's like, oh, I got something to like lose or things of that nature. Like, guys, I done put my life on the line for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 7th year and put my life on the line or whatever. And I can see like everything that has been done to try to like discourage me or make me quit. And then I just keep turning up. And I know a lot of you guys feel like, fuck, I really thought that we really sent this to happen to him. And it's like, no, you guys are making me stronger. I keep telling you, I'm a whole different kind of vampire. You know what I mean? I'm not the type that's just feeding off of people. You know, I look at the Celestine prophecy, and I'm telling you guys, and reading that and going over the Celestine prophecy, what you learn is it's better to be around people who have gone through the insights also. Because when you're around other people who've gone through the insights, you know, it probably would be best for me. It's like, as much as I would love to continue to assist and help those new Moors coming in with their eyes maybe wide open or whatever, and I know that everyone's solving their sums, you can see that it's probably much better to be around people who have already done 6 or 7 years of sincere study or some form of sincere study, and they've gone a little further, right? A little farther, a little past a little more or whatever. However, with that being said, guys, I'm going to yield the floor. Brother Corey, Brother Jag, going once, going twice. Glad we got this out there. And those delineations done.
Word.
Seriously.
Yeah, the same verb. Oh.
Seriously, man. Trust yourself and be yourself.
You all right.
You know, let the creative genius out. Yeah, trust your own thinking. Seriously. Read the literatures that you enjoy. You know.
You already.
And criticize them. Cross-reference them with everything that you like.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's it,
anything
man.
else, bro? Go once, go twice.
That's it. Go to sleep now.
Go ahead. I'm listening, man. Go ahead.
That was
good, Brother Corey?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All righty, y'all. We love you all so much. Thank you for spending your time with us, guys. And remember, just be realistic. Don't criminalize the brothers here. Normally, 9 times out of 10, y'all probably not even really criminalizing Brother Corey, Brother Jag. It's me you're criminalizing. You're trying to. This guy's done so much on the internet and all these different things, and it's like, whatever. He's hearing what the bro said. Be yourself and donate, right? So I guess that's the last portion. I missed out there from there, the and donate portion or whatever. But yeah, man, holla at the 7hillstar.com, man. Get your readings done through us, man. And we're going to continue going. But remember, we're always inspiring people. That's why you're starting to see a lot of Moors on different platforms all of a sudden pop up on, Canaanland pages and stuff. It's like, I remember when those people were introverted. Oh, look at them. They got confidence now. You're welcome.
Well, look, They were abandoning the platform, so now.
now, but that's what we do. We inspire people, and then they want to be like, "Oh, you're some arrogant assholes. You're not really Moorish American. You're not this." But guys, you're not appreciating us, man. And after a while, me not being appreciated, I'm gonna be on some Coach Carter shit. Like, yeah, I did that. I made that motherfucker confident in himself. He was a piece of shit. They didn't really give a fuck about themselves. That's what I'm about to start doing. For real.
Oh my God.
Start paying homage. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I even noticed certain elders that I picked up and put out there. Like I told y'all, once I saw elders took my workshops that I said don't put out there and it ended up on other people's YouTube pages. And I said, respect all the people that participated in that workshop, and there's videos popping up on YouTube pages of my workshop. It's like, hold up. And then I know you split that check with this elder and that elder brother that be giving lectures. Like, yo, y'all got to stop, yo. Y'all not gonna do that to me, yo. Like, I don't even want. Let's keep it a buck. It's videos out there with me, and I'm not even in the title nor the description of this YouTube page, and I still ain't say nothing. That goes to show you I'm making my contribution. But once I saw one of the workshops up there, I said, nah, yo, like these people really are on some bullshit. And now I see why certain elders was like, stay away from certain elders. And then that's when I realized there's no unity amongst the elders. And so a lot of people would want me to just be quiet and not say certain things, because what's really going on out there is the politics of, oh, don't say that, man, because it's going to create something X, Y, and Z. Man, these people know what's really going on, man. We being watched by FBI, CIA every day, every time we go on that social media. Yo. They actually really already know. Actually, at the end of the day, they 9 times out of 10, they appreciate me, Brother Corey and Brother Jag, the most, because we're not really belligerent. We're really doing the work. And then when it comes to having to stand on our square, we really don't have to do too much, because we already speaking in an intelligent tone to begin with, and people are already viewing us every cycle, so they're familiar with us. So when we go certain places and do certain things, there's certain respects that we get that's like different. Like I'm letting you know, like even where I'm traveled to right now, like I'm about 45 minutes away from my office and been like that for about the last 7 days or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But to see how the people here where I am are respecting me and treating me. Like even when we went just real briefly, you know, I'm just traveling with a family member and we went to one little shop or store, like 5 people commented on my fez before I left there. But the type of business it is, I expected there to be some traveling men to say something, because the kind of business it is. Very well organized business, right? But anyway, long story short, guys, I know I need to shave, but like I said, I didn't even bring my clippers, none of that stuff, guys, because when I thought that the manifestation was going to happen last Saturday, it actually some things Saturday or Sunday, some things, you know, it took some more days after that. But guys, you guys can see, I'm not really saying too much about, you know what I mean, this beautiful manifestation you can hear in the background, because it's really none of you guys, some of you guys fucking business. Some of you guys really work this energy really wrong and you have negative intentions and shit. So I'm not about to show you this baby or really bring this baby up like that. So fuck y'all until you guys are on some positive shit. You know what I mean? Just keeping it a buck. Like, keeping it a buck. It is what it is. I gotta protect mine. You know what I mean? Even though I do the least amount of miracles in home, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna make sure I still stay me and stay protected. Especially at this manifestation. It's not a game. So anyway, with that being said, I love you all. I love you, Brother Corey. I love you, Brother Jag. All righty. I love you, Mother Sekhmet, and the manifestation that's here. Most of all, I love human beings, and I hate the lower self in human beings. I don't hate people. I hate the illness in people. Let's make it clear. So a lot of times there could be people that we love, but maybe dealing or maybe possessed by energies that are not the best for them. And it may take them some time to solve that some. However, you know, I just gotta just stand straight up, because I don't want to be in my 70s and stuff. And I look back and there's nothing that has really been done. And all I can blame it on is, well, the people didn't want to keep it up. It's just like, I'm seeing a lot of cornball ass groups be able to stick together on stupid stuff. You know what I mean? I don't mean to call them cornballs like that. It's just like, bro, these are people you can tell just kind of, just getting it. But the fact that their sincerity has a certain unity, you know what I mean? They're able to come together in love and unity. They're remembering what binds them to love and unity. Obviously, you know what I mean? And they're barely can quote certain things out of Black Star Dictionary 4th edition. I can see it all over their spirit. You know what I mean? However, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you know, let the cornballs get their, those beings, pardon me, those brothers and mothers get their, you know, whatever's. However, like I said, most of these people wouldn't be doing anything though. And Brother Corey and Brother Jag is my witness, if I didn't give them the conversation or the software to expand themselves. So yeah, I guess that's just a lesson for a lot of people, you know, because we know a lot of people on a lot of platforms, especially a lot of elders, wouldn't be doing shit if it wasn't for conversations with me and me giving them the ideas how to move forward. because they were drowning, guys. So now people, why don't you do what you got to do? Oh, truck, it's about to be a wrap. And when it's being wrapped, I'm not gonna make sure I just eat. I'm gonna make sure all of us are eating. And when I say all of us from the jump, I'm talking about the 3 y'all see here, because you already know, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can keep doing the apartment circumstance, but all y'all exposing to me when I watch y'all on social media and I watch these different platforms y'all on. I watch how y'all ass kiss the different platform runners. I watch all that. I watch everything. I watch how people be on a phone conversation on one thing and do something else. I watch how people come and participate in some workshops and then get the consulates, which lets me know people don't really have that. They don't since they didn't have the time to study like I've studied with that 6 straight years. You know what I mean? Now I'm in the 7th year. They don't have a certain level of confidence. So what they do is they put their confidence in a group of beings because they're really not fully competent because it's got to go punch a clock. So it makes them easy to betray, yo. You know what I mean? By me being able to take this time out, I take this time, yo. Most of you Moors are agents in my eyes because you're too busy between punching a clock for something. Because you want to survive, and you don't have to feel bad about that at all. You don't. However, I'm not going to feel bad about knowing that I had to take the route that I had to take to be sharp. So, oh baby. All right, y'all. I love you all, Brother Corey. Love you, Brother Jack. Love you.
Love you, bro.
You all enjoy yourselves. See you all in class tomorrow. You guys can show up to class tomorrow. All right. You don't have to trade that until you think, man, you know what? I really like that presentation that Brother Hassan gave yesterday. Hey, man, let's cash up again. Let's send that 27 for that video. That's how you can participate in the Prophet Noble Drew Ali University Astro Civics Community Meetups. However, when it comes to a workshop, your elementary tuition is up front before you show up. So take advantage of tomorrow and next Saturday, because then by the 11th, I think it is, I intend to go into certain things a certain way. I might have to extend the Prophet Noble Drew Ali University. I haven't decided yet because I'm not back at my office yet. And I want to get back to my office so I can design the certificates and the certification, actual Southern Hill Star certification itinerary. So, all right, you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
Islam to you all.
Peace and love.
She said peace and love.
Yeah.
She gave my voice. I need to go get her. All right, y'all. Peace. She says peace.